And good morning. Okay, it's almost noon, but it's not afternoon yet, so I can still say good morning. Today's video is for my coffee lovers. I just made this beautiful Americano, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite tips and hacks to get your metabolism revved up and firing first thing in the morning so that we can reach our weight loss goals, so that we can start busting through plateaus and seeing noticeable changes in the way that our clothes fit, in the number on the scale, in the way that we look and feel. But before we get going, I would love to know in the comments what your coffee order is. Do you get an Americano, a macchiato? Do you get just a regular coffee? What do you put in there? Give me the details of how exactly you take your coffee, because maybe I will find something new on there that I want to try. So first thing I want to address when it comes to coffee is that we do know that it is a little bit dehydrating. So one of the biggest tips I have is when you first wake up in the morning, drinking as much water as you can, aiming for like 30 ounces of water first thing in the morning before you have your coffee, because while we are sleeping, our body gets really depleted and dehydrated. So it's important that we chug some water in the morning. That is a great way to help kickstart the metabolism, help to get things flushing out, and of course, hydrate us before we have something like coffee that is going to dehydrate us. So that is tip number one. Tip number two is, yes, having your coffee, because coffee on its own, without this little hack that I'm going to share with you, has been shown to help suppress appetite so that we're not as hungry, making it easier to consume fewer calories. Of course, we know it boosts energy. Of course, we know that it helps with cognitive function, so the way that our brain works, helping us to focus and follow through on tasks, get things completed. A lot of people find that it helps them stay more regular having coffee. So there is a lot of benefits, but it needs to be used strategically. And for me, I either like to have my coffee first thing in the morning after a bunch of water, or after breakfast a little bit later in the day. But one of the big things that I do is add in a stick pouch of Coffee Ignite. And what Coffee Ignite basically does is really ramp up all of the things we love about coffee, like I just mentioned, while really scaling down any of the downsides. So I don't know about you, but sometimes coffee can give me a little bit of anxiety, and I know I'm not alone in that. I've talked to lots of women in our community and in real life too, who really find that it spikes their anxiety, their stress levels, heart palpitations. They feel like their blood pressure is gone up. It's just like, can really do that. So the L-theanine in Coffee Ignite goes a long way in helping to give us smooth, steady energy instead of just that big spike and then crash. So I find that means that I only need one coffee a day, which is amazing, because like anything, coffee can be great, but if we overdo it, it can really stress our adrenals. It can disrupt our sleep, which then disrupts our hormones, which then disrupts our fat loss, and it's just this whole cascade. And then you have a bad sleep, so you end up needing more coffee the next day, and it's this vicious cycle thing. So one coffee a day with my Coffee Ignite helps to rev up my metabolism, because we have the green coffee bean extract and the EGCG green tea extract in there, both of which are clinically shown to help support the metabolism to work more efficiently and effectively. And we've got the chromium and L-carnitine in there, which also helps our body to actually utilize the carbs that we eat as energy rather than being stored as fat. So that's kind of the win-win there. So that is tip number two, my coffee with Coffee Ignite first thing in the morning to really rev up our metabolism. And I have linked Coffee Ignite around this video for you at our BOGO buy one get one free special sale that we are running. Christmas came early this year, so be sure to take advantage of that, and I think you'll be really happy you did. I've been seeing some great comments in from women in our community who are noticing big changes just from adding Coffee Ignite. And it also is totally tasteless, dissolves instantly, and doesn't really affect how wonderful your coffee is. It just makes it that much better by adding in all of that, plus the immunity support ingredients that I didn't even touch on. A lot more of that is on the next page. So That is that. Tip number 3 is having a breakfast that is a little bit higher in fat and protein and a little bit lower in carbohydrates. For me, what I find when I break my fast, so we're fasting overnight. I don't mean you need to do intermittent fasting or anything like that, but we're all naturally fasting overnight, and then we're gonna go in have some breakfast. And if we have something sugary or carby, it can really cause like a spike in our blood sugar, and then our body kind of goes into fat storing mode for the rest of the day. Whereas if we have something more protein and fat, like some avocado, some eggs, some tomatoes, something like that would be a good choice. Then our blood sugar stays more level. So we're less likely to have those peaks and valleys in our hunger and our cravings. And it really just gives us a more steady kind of appetite throughout the day. So that is tip number 3. Tip number 4, get a workout in. We all know that when we work out, it naturally helps us to burn calories. It helps to boost energy, and it helps to get our metabolism working more efficiently as well. And we're also shaping lean muscle, and the more muscle we have, the higher our metabolism is. So you got to get a workout in. That is key. And those are my main tips for helping to boost the metabolism and really get off on the right foot first thing in the morning. I just want to answer a quick question here. If you were only going to choose one, Coffee Ignite or Amino H2O, which one would it be, says Linda? Oh, that is a hard one. For me, I would probably say Amino H2O, which I'll link down in the comments, because I just love how sweet Amino H2O is, and it really crushes my hunger cravings. Plus, I'm a big lover of having something special to drink during my workout. I just feel like I get that much of a better workout. I have more energy, more endurance, more stamina, and I know that it's really going to help with my muscle, because those BCAAs go right into the muscle tissues, which is great. But Coffee Ignite is amazing if you're somebody who just needs a little bit more support for energy and metabolism all throughout the day. Then I would say Coffee Ignite would be your go-to. But it is hard to choose. In a perfect world, I would say you don't have to choose, just have both. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Be sure to take advantage of the BOGO deal while you still can. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye-bye.